Right, 1970, good luck. We get black for this one. So our opponent, 380, nearly 400 games of rapid. I'll risk a Sicilian for this one. We've done nearly 1400 now, not too far off. So I'll aim for the Khan setup. It's just a little bit of variety. Playing a Sicilian, don't play it very often. Okay, so we play a6. We want to get our knights up, get our queen up. I think queen up is a good move, stop bishop here. But you can still walk into tactics. Takes, takes, takes. Queen up, check like that. Right now I don't think it's a move though, so I'm going to play queen here. The idea is then to go for development, get the knights up, get the bishop up somewhere in castle. So we're still trying to stick to the principles. We helped to cover this square for the white bishop. Now I think we can bring the knight up. We could bring this one up as well, but we don't create any actual threat, so we'll just develop this knight. You just got to be a bit careful. Like I say, sometimes because of the two knights cover the square, there is a potential sack in some of the lines. I don't think there is in this one, but there is in some. Now he doesn't have pawn down, which means hopefully we do have, so we're going to push our pawn. Otherwise we've got a backward pawn. If takes, we can take back. And again, I've still got to be careful. Potentials. Even though it looks like the square's covered, there's always potentials. Otherwise, we just want to get castled and then figure out what to do with this bishop here or here. And just keep our king safe if we can. Queen down is one of those annoying moves, isn't it? I think I've got knight up right now. Queen back and we trade. Okay. Is sacrifice a move? Takes, takes here. Bishop up. I hope it isn't a move, but now it is. Now it's a move. Because of that move, you're creating a threat here. So if I play knight up, we cover it. Knight takes, we can take back, right? The knight up stops that queen down here. So I'm going to play knight up and open cover it, but because of this pin now, this pawn can't move. But so there is knight takes, knight takes. But if this bishop moves, then there's another piece attacking it. So he's come down to attack our knight, logical. So we're going to move this bishop here to protect as well. But now you've got the option to take and break our pawn structure. That's what our opponent has chosen to do. So again, right now we're covered barely, but our king is going to be permanently weak this game. So this is what happens when you play openings you don't really know though. I'm not up too much on the theory on the Sicilian, just a bit of variety. I guess bishop here or here is kind of automatic type of move that we're looking at. Just put some gentle pressure on, maybe chuck forward, maybe develop the rook. We might even have to go queenside, but look at how silly that is, castling when you've only got one pawn there. Oh man, have I got bishop here? Bishop here to take advantage of this pin. If you move the knight anywhere, knight takes, I can still take back. So my bishop's here. Say you defend it, I can just simply take and you're going to get a broken structure as well. Then it's equal bishops. I could go here first to cause a pawn push. But I think that's all it is. I don't think I gain anything else. So I'm going to just develop the bishop and hit the knight. And threatening to win a pawn, at least on first glance. If the queen moves up probably here, I think we can just take. If pawn takes, maybe rook across. And we attack the pawn again. If you push, I think we can take. So the queen has indeed come forward. So pawn's under attack. I'm just going to take the knight. If queen takes, I will simply take. And then the king's not in quite so much danger. If pawn takes and we have a slight problem, we might have to advance the pawn or just sack this pawn. Queen up could be a move, but that's a bit scary. But the queen has taken. So it's got to be right to take. But now am I worried about this? Not really, I don't think. I'm just wondering whether to keep the king here or castle or keep the king here. It's probably okay to keep the king in the center, but we're vulnerable to this move. So bishop here, rook across, bishop here. Takes, takes. Feels fine, but it doesn't mean it is. I've probably got to castle to get my rook active, don't I? Yeah, I'm going to just castle and then maybe bishop here. I expect one of the rooks across. I can either protect the bishop or move it. I don't think protecting it with a rook is any good. Ooh, my opponent might be looking at a pawn push there, and we can't take back, so that kind of forces me into this. But then rook across, I think I can go here, right? Might be better using this rook, and then this one still has an option to go here or here. Might be better activating this rook, mightn't I? But then this one I can get it off this diagonal. But here, if we come under attack, here, if you push, I still can't take the pawn. And if I take the rook, you take my bishop, so that's no good. Maybe we can go here, I don't know. No, my instincts are to move this rook across. Now I've got the potential, if I need it, to double protect here. So, what to do, what to do? I think I'm just going to guard the bishop here and try and double my rooks up. And then maybe here. But at least now I've got the option to potentially push a pawn. Now I don't again. Okay, so this is where I was looking at bishop up. Or maybe I can go here or here. Yeah, let's move the bishop up. So again, now if you push, we have the option to take again. I guess we got the option to push the pawn. So can we just sack here? Oh, no, we can't. If we lose a bishop, we gain a rook, then we lose a rook. So that's no good to anybody, right? So let's double the rooks up. So we're threatening bishop here or bishop here, or bishop all the way back. I guess we can drop the bishop anywhere with these squares. We may be threatening a pawn push now. Lose a bishop and gain a rook. So pawn push. We lose a pawn, we gain a bishop. We lose a bishop, we gain a pawn. We lose a doubled up pawn. Not critical, not critical. And we'd attack this pawn as well, potentially. So we could gain an outside pawn for giving up this one. Ooh, that kind of invites us here as well. So my opponent, I think, wants this pawn. Here, across, take, take, rook takes. And then it's white who gets the outside pawn. But I could just go here and plant the bishop. Now here, if you take, everything's covered, right? I take here. We lose a pawn, we gain a bishop. Let's say we lose a pawn, we can gain another pawn, but white can come across and defend and attack at the same time. I don't like the look of that. We could do this to do this and be solid. Maybe we can go here then. Rook across will be the idea. Gain a pawn, lose a pawn, gain a pawn. Say the rooks trade. I've got a rook and bishop, a rook. Bishop, rook, rook. But you've got the outside pawn. That's dangerous, isn't it? I could just go really solid here, but I guess at some point this is going to come. I'm going to gamble. I'm going to go for it and gamble. I think we'll get rook across. We'll trade for this. But white's going to get the outside pawn. But I'm getting low on time, so I'm going to gamble and go for it. I expect take and take. But it's more about the quality of the pawns, not the amount of them. And white could have the best quality pawn in the outside pawn. It's whether we can collect this or not. But if we can keep this diagonal closed, the bishop doesn't cover the key promoting square. But equally, I guess we've got a passed pawn as well, actually, haven't we? How do I do that? Bishop here. You don't want to take here because we lose our own passed pawn. I'll get my king off the back rank, I guess. Throw a move in. When the pawn runs, we'll get behind the pawn. Ooh, like now. So here, you're going to run. Here, you're going to check. We'll step up. But can we just run our own pawn? But the problem is we open this up. Okay, I think we have to come behind, don't we? I think we have to get behind the pawn and step our king up. This move, it could be a move, but I think I need to get my king up first. And I'd love to do this and start running this pawn. But it opens up the scope for this bishop to cover the promoting square. But if the rook moves somewhere now, I've got bishop here potentially to cover the pawn push. Bishop back here, then I think I can start running. It's a case of which pawn is better. I could do with this pawn up as well to give my king a square here, but I think I've got bishop here now to stop this pawn push. So we want bishop here. It stops the king coming out and it stops the pawn pushing again. Now, dare we gamble and do this and this and this? I need 3 moves to advance my own pawns, then another one here. Oh, now he's going after us. That's slightly problematic. But I do have bishop here if needed, right? So, can I just simply go here? If you play rook here, just bishop back, and then just mortar my own pawn. I think it's a move, so I'm going to play it. I'll just play bishop back. Because I've got my own passed pawn as well as white. It might end up just being one of the positions that we just can never win, but risk and reward in it, risk and reward. So he's gone for it, so bishop back here. If I push, rook takes here, you don't have rook back for one move, so that could be a move. Pawn push. Bishop takes would be the move. Yeah, let's just come back. If takes, I can go with my king or my outside pawn, I think. Then as long as I leave my king basically here or here behind a pawn, there won't be a rook check to queen. But I'll be forever tied down protecting this. But we've got our own passed pawn, what the white king has to guard as well. So it goes back, but now I can push on, right, and threaten just to push with tempo, attacking the bishop. I'm threatening a check, and if you block, I go here. So why can't I go here now? I think I can. Okay. So if I just go here, and you move, I go here. Here, so you go here, up. Got this annoying move. I'm going to push this pawn first while I can, just to be safe, and then maybe bishop here to cover this. But you can easily play a rook like this and this, so okay. I want to go here to cover this, and I'm threatening to go here, I think. Oh, mind you, I might not be able to take here because you're just going to queen anyway. Yeah. Well, let's go here now, attack the bishop, and we're threatening to push and queen. And you've still got rook here, but if we could trade pawn for pawn, it should be good. So here, rook across, we can just take and take. Can I go here first then? Take, take. Up, rook over. Now let's just push and swap the pawns. I don't see it. So I've got a worse pawn structure, but an extra pawn. But if rook across, I think I take, he takes here, and there's not too much I can do. I can drop the bishop back and go here, I think. Oh, he's gambled. He's going for the win. So if we trade everything off, he's got the check and he queens, so we can't do that. So I think we drop back. Okay, so we go here. We're threatening to go here now. Because right now if he checks, we can take, and you can't queen because of our rook. If we get our king here, then it's a problem for black. So now we're going to trade off. So take. And if you take here, I've got rook up, I think. My rook's protected by my bishop. I've got king here. So we've got the extra pawn, but it's really hard to use it. If the rooks come off, you never know. We can try and advance our king, but it should, I'm guessing, be a theoretical draw. I'm guessing with correct player. But it's incredibly easy to mess up any position, of course. But we're threatening bishop down, so there's a threat there. If you go here, I think bishop down is still a threat. You can't do this or this. Or maybe you can. No, bishop here, if you go here, I just take. So the bishop down is actually a threat. So what does white do? If we win the exchange, we should win the game. So there's actually a serious threat on the board. Even with rook here, we can go here. If you take, we take the rook. If you go here, we just... Oh, we can't there, yeah. Bishop here, you can go here. Takes, takes. So it's not actually a serious threat. You've got bishop here to protect your rook. Yeah, he's found the move. He's found the move. So bishop here, and you do this. I take, you take here. It's no good. So I take, you take here. I guess I can go here first then. I guess we attack the rook first. And how do you defend that? Does he can't go here now. We just take. And if he goes back, we go here. We might be winning this. Can we win this? What do you do with your rook? Because if your rook leaves the file, we just take the bishop. It could still be really hard to actually convert a win, even if we get the bishop for free. If we can't push a pawn through, it could be still a draw anywhere, maybe. Maybe. But yeah, it's a good job I didn't go there then, because bishop back was actually moving. It would have forced a piece off, I think. But here now we attack the rook, and where do you go? You've only got one square to guard your bishop, and then we can go here. So he's given it up. So now we've got that extra bishop. Can we find a way to convert? We hit the pawn. If you push, we can just push our pawn on. Okay, so that's a pawn as well, right? So we should have king here and bishop here. We should be winning. Okay, nothing silly. Can we drop back? King in, we can always check if we need to. I've got bishop back if I need to block as well. I'm threatening a check to get the rook off. So check. I don't like that now. I think I go here and attack another pawn. Again, here I can always check first to drive the king back. King's gone to the side. So has he got a spectacular stalemate? I don't see it. Let's take. Now my pawn surely is going to queen. I just run the pawn up. Oh, the rook was hanging. I moved too quick. The rook was hanging. I moved too quick. That was careless. That was careless. Okay, let's come back then, because this time we've seen it. That time we'd seen it, so now we can just queen, right? That's a check. Let's just check. I've got 2 minutes. Let's not stalemate this. Where's the finish? Let's check. Let's come in. There's a move. Oh, wow, we've somehow got a win. We've somehow got a win. Very difficult game, but we got the win. Let's pause so we don't accidentally start another game. We have 57 moves. They're the move times for both players. Let's just analyze it like we do all the rapid games. But a very good win and a little bit of luck thrown in with that. Sicilian defense card variation. That's what I normally play in a Sicilian, but I don't know too much theory in it. I'm just playing it for a bit of variety. Oh, we've got a bad blunder here. So we've been, it looks like our opponent's blundered and we've blundered straight back. So we've missed something there. We'll see what that is. Move 35-ish, but we've played a pretty decent game. We blundered probably in the opening here. Plus 1.5 to minus 1.6. So we've got a few blunders, 88 and 84. So it could well be that we played a half decent game, but the blunders could be key blunders that just lose for both of us, and we just both not punished them. So you see, nothing to see in all these opening moves, so we'll just whiz through, but this was all good. Oh, excuse me. So here, yeah, I did look at this move, didn't I? Before going here. I looked at bishop here first, just to threaten a pawn, just to see if you're pushing up, but I didn't see a continuation, but that was the right move. So I should have played bishop there. H3 was the right move. And then I play the bishop to E5 rather than to B4. So I should have gone here to go here, and attacking this way makes a difference. Okay. Now here, I've actually blundered by taking the knight. It's actually a blunder. So I should have just calmly dropped back here and guarded my pawn. So now white is better, but white blunders by taking with the queen. Should have gone with the pawn. Then this play was good here. Bishop coming back was the right move. Maybe it makes it awkward for us to go for development. Excuse me. Then there's another couple of blunders here, so that move 35. So we'll whiz through that. But this was all good. So we're 2.4 better. So these moves are all good. Yeah, so instead of king up there, bishop here was the best move to keep it around near the pawn. Okay, but it's still 2.6 better for black. Now it's +4, but we've got a blunder coming up shortly, as we can see. So we've marched our pawns, and I should have played the other pawn on there instead of the bishop. It runs the risk of my bishop's getting boxed in a bit, but gives my king a square to get out of. And then rook a1 here. It was an inaccuracy, so I should have played the bishop back here first. I guess I'm covering this square for where the bishop can run to, which it does go to, but it's actually a blunder. And there, yeah, I looked at this move, so why did I not play this? Well, the bishop's just out of square, so I guess you have to trade. Then I just looked at rook across, and I didn't analyze it obviously correctly then, so we should have played bishop back. You have to trade, there's nowhere else for the bishop to run. a7, then just a nice calm f5. So right now you can't check takes and queen because our rook covers it. So as long as our rook covers, we're fine. And again, if we go here though, you can check and queen. So we've got to be careful how we get our king out. So g3, e5. Oh, we just march the pawns then. h6. We can't march our king because as soon as you can get a check where we can't capture the rook, you can queen. So then h4, h5, and the king to h3. We can't just sitting and holding. Apparently we're better, but we're just sitting and holding. So d2 is a blunder, and it's just basically level again. Yeah, should have played the rook across immediately instead of a7. Now bishop back was good. Again, f5 though. I should have just put the bishop back instead of playing the pawn there. Okay, a bit counterintuitive. Then we get another blunder here. So it was correct to trade pawns. Then we've stumbled into this nice pin where we end up winning a piece. And we just stumbled into it. It's not like deep calculated. We just stumbled into that. Then another pawn. And then it's just a case of converting without blundering. And I noticed here, didn't I? I just moved too quickly in 1 second. I noticed the rook hanging. So I went back just to see if my opponent hadn't noticed it, and I hadn't. So we got the rook. And it's just a case of trying to convert without blundering, a stalemate. But a good, interesting game. Some mistakes and blunders from both of us, but we managed to get the win, so very good.